Hey guys, LibertyMan20 here. It's been a couple weeks since my last video. I took Christmas Eve off, I took the Christmas time off and some New Year's time off just to spend some time with family, get used to the holidays, get back into the swing of things, and kind of just mellow out. So today's video is all about the 2020 season outlook and a little more things about Coach Hugh Freeze. So looking over this year's next year's schedule for Liberty, it's possible to go 8-4 or back to 7-5 like we did this season. If you really look at like UConn, that's a team that we can beat. North Carolina, A&T. You also have the other FCS game, which is Western Carolina. We can beat them. If you look at other ones, like we can get North Carolina State University. We can probably beat them. They went 4-8 last year. For this season, FIU might be a loss, but they went 5-7 this year. WKU might be a loss. Virginia Tech possibly might be a loss. It just also depends on how well we play. If you really look all the way down, it just honestly depends how good our quarterback situation is going to be next year. You know, with the Auburn transfer, with Robinson coming back from his injury, with the UMaine graduate transfer coming in. So it's really all about what happens with the quarterback position. Our offense minus AGG is going to be stacked. So putting up points against these teams isn't going to be the problem. It's going to be keeping pace or how well it goes against the teams that we have. So it all just depends on how our offense looks. Like I said, a lot of these teams we can definitely beat. The Virginia Tech one I think will be a definite loss. The Western Kentucky one might be a loss. The ULM we could probably beat. Syracuse, that's a trap game I think for a few reasons. Just because they beat us last year, but then they had a horrible season. So that might be a win or a lost trap game. Same thing when it comes to UMass. We slaughtered them this year, 63 to something I believe it was. So they come to us, but it all just depends on how we play. But that should be a team that we can beat. UConn is another trap game, but I personally think we can beat them, especially if you look at what their road game is going to be. They do have Old Dominion away, they do have Old Dominion at their house, so UConn could get a couple wins. You know, if they can beat UConn, if they can beat Old Dominion, coming off of what Old Dominion's one-game winning season this year, and Bobby Wilder leaving and having a whole new offense, a whole new coaching staff. So it just depends on how ODU responds to UConn. And then UConn's also leaving the American Conference to go the American Athletic Conference to be an FBS independent like Liberty is. The only thing that's different with that is that all their other sports are going to back to the Big East. Again, minus football, because Big East does not have football anymore. So that's a game that can be a trap game. Bowling Green is definitely a win. Bowling Green is the MAC. We battled a couple MAC teams the last couple of years. Most recently, it was Buffalo, and we beat them. Buffalo did win a bowl game, so that's kind of awesome that we beat two bowl-eligible teams. And, like I said, this team could go 8-4, 7-5, possibly 9-3 if we can pull out a win between Western Kentucky, or FIU, or even Syracuse. It just depends. The other news I was going over is now Coach Hugh Freeze has been linked to two jobs back in the FBS. One is in the SEC as Mississippi State, and the other one is Baylor. I hope he does not leave. You know, we're on the rise with in athletics and football, back-to-back winning seasons in the FBS. We have not had a losing season, I think, in over 12 years, which is unbelievable, including in the FCS level. But if Coach Hugh Freeze does leave, that opens the door for other people. I don't know who could possibly come back or who could possibly run this program if Coach Hugh Freeze leaves. He just got signed a 5-year extension and is the fifth highest paid coach in the Group of 5 conferences. So it all just depends on what happens with him. If he does get offered a job, if he wants to interview. If he does, I don't expect him to be at Liberty for a very long time, just because of what other jobs could be out there. Mississippi State and Baylor are two big programs that need help. Mississippi State more or less than Baylor, because Baylor's coming off a national championship caliber year, but not making the playoffs. Matt Rule did an amazing job there, and he's now the head coach of the New York Giants. So like I said, it just all depends on what you look at face value with these teams and what Coach Hugh Freeze wants to do. I think Coach Freeze will be here for one more season, and then if Liberty elevates, he will probably leave. If not, it just depends. It just depends, like I said, on what job opens next season for football. But that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. It's been good to be back. A little under the weather, but like I said, making videos as much as I can. I will see you guys next week, probably next Monday. I will be doing my football preview series. Super happy to bring that back. So the first game will be Virginia Tech, and then the second one will be North Carolina A&T. So I will see you guys next week for the football preview series, and then we'll start back up after that with On the 20. This is Liberty Band 20, and every day is game day.